Hello guys, welcome back to Creative Harry. I've already put 7 videos on this series how to make vector music poster, and not only these video series but also the videos on how to make a 3D fluid cover design, how to turn sketch into vector art, and how to use pen tool. In case if you have not seen these videos, then you can watch it by just clicking the links given in the description below. So today we're gonna learn how to use blend tool in detail. Stay tuned with me guys, maybe you will learn something new in this video. So now, without any further ado, let's get started. Hello guys, before we start learning how to use blend tool, let us know something about blend tool. Blend tool is the most amazing and interesting tool in Adobe Illustrator. Once you will know how to use it, you will be amazed by its wonderful and magical work. The more you will use it, the more you will be in love with this tool, and you will be able to create tons of creative things through this blend tool. So basically, what is blend tool? The blend tool is the tool which allows you to create blends, which are a series of intermediate objects and colors between two or more selected objects. I will repeat this. The blend tool is the tool which allows you to create blends, which are a series of intermediate objects and colors between two or more selected objects. So far, whatever I have told, let's understand it with some examples so that you can get a clear idea of it. Now you can clearly see this is the example of using a blend to distribute a stroke evenly between two different color strokes. This is the first stroke and this is the second stroke. When I created the blend, I got this result, and I got these intermediate strokes, these three ones, and these were the strokes which we have made before. We got a smooth transition from darker blue to light blue, and here you can see the another example. It is the example of using a blend to distribute color smoothly between two objects. This is the first object with light blue color, and this is the second object with little darker blue. Now after we created the blend, we got this result, which is a smooth color transition. Since we know the background of the blend tool, now it will be very easy to understand how to use blend tool. We have two options to create blends. The first option is make blend command, and the second option is this blend tool. So first of all, we will see the make blend command. So I have drawn already these two shapes with two different colors. So I will just select this shape and I'll select this one, press shift for multiple selection. Then we will go to object, blend, and then we will hit on create. Now you all might be wondering that we don't want this type of result. Now what to do? Wait guys, I'll tell you. By default, Illustrator calculates the optimum number of steps to create a smooth color transition. Okay, if you have not understood, just give me 2 minutes and I'll make you understand. We'll just go to object, blend, blend options. We will check on the preview box. We will move from smooth color to specified steps. Okay, wait, you all might be wondering that what is this specified steps, what are these smooth colors, specified distance, and what is this orientation. Have patience guys, I'll make you understand. Just give me 2 minutes. So we will move to specified steps and we will put 3. Okay, now you can clearly see that we got a smooth color and shape transition from this shape to this one. We got a color transition from yellow to red. Now go to object, blend. We have already seen what this make command do. Now what is this release? Come on guys, I don't need to tell you this one. If I click on this, the blend will be released. You all know this one. I'll just press Ctrl Z. Again go to object, blend, and we have also seen this one, blend options. Now what is expand? Now here, if I grab the direct selection tool and select this one, and if I want to select this shape, this orange one, I'm not able to select this one, but I'm able to select this red one, and I'm able to select only these two objects, this one and this one, and not these three intermediate steps, because these are just illusions. If you want this individually, then we will have to expand it. Now you all might be wondering that what is this straight line? This is the spine. You can adjust it, you can modify it by moving its anchor points. Suppose I move this anchor point, I select this anchor point and move it here. You can see the entire shape gets changed because it is the spine of this blend objects. Okay, you can also add some anchor points to it. If I click P for pen tool, which is the shortcut of the pen tool, and I click over here and add one anchor point, and then grab the direct selection tool, I'll just move this anchor point over here. Now you can clearly see by changing the spine of this blended object, the entire blended object position gets changed. Okay, now we were talking about expand. So when I will go to object by selecting, okay wait, we'll grab the selection tool, V for selection tool, and select this shape. Then we'll go to object, blend, and then hit on expand, and wait, here too one expand option is available, and here too in the blend expand option is available. Both expand option is the same. So if I will click here expand, now by expanding the blended objects, we got these specified steps as individual objects. So if I will click here and then just right click and click on ungroup, then what we can do is just move this one, and we got all the specified steps as an individual object. So I will just press Ctrl Z. I will again select this blended object, go to object, blend. Now we can see these three options: replace spine, reverse front to back. Now this replace spine option is not available for now. Why? Because apart from making this blended object, we haven't created any other spine so that we can replace it. Suppose I grab the pen tool, P for pen tool, and I make a spine, a curved path. I will just change it to stroke, and then I will select this blended object press shift for multiple selection, and then we will go to object, blend, and click on replace spine. Now you can see we got the spine as a curved spine. Now by default the spine is always straight. Now we will again go to object, and let's see other options. Now what is reverse spine? Now by reading this you can understand very well that the spine will get reversed. Now you can clearly see that after hitting on reverse spine, the spine is reversed. I'll just press Ctrl Z, and we will go to object, blend, and the last option available here is reverse front to back. Now let's understand this. Now here this yellow behaves as an object which is present to the back, and this behave as an object which is present to the top. So we will just select this one, go to object, blend, reverse front to back. Now you can clearly see when I clicked on reverse front to back, this yellow has come to the front now. So I'll just press Ctrl Z. Okay. Now we will just select this one, go to object, blend, and then we will just release. A for direct selection tool, and we will delete this spine. Okay. Now the second option, we will just press shift for multiple selection. Now the second option available to us is this blend tool. So what we can do is just press W for shortcut, and your blend tool will be available. Now you can see the asterisk symbol. When I clicked on this one, this yellow object, and when I hover over this one, red object, you can see the symbol has changed from asterisk to plus sign. So if I click over here, it is saying if you will click over here, you are going to create a blend. Now just few minutes before I said that by default Illustrator calculates the optimum number of steps to create a smooth color transition. Now what was that? Let's understand it. If I double click on this blend tool, check on the preview box. Now the first option available to us is smooth color. Now what is smooth color? Smooth color commands auto calculate the number of steps for the blends. If objects are filled or stroked with different colors, the steps are calculated to provide the optimum number of steps for a smooth color transition. In a simple word, it will auto calculate the number of steps to provide us smooth color transition. So we got the result here, a smooth color transition from yellow to red. You can clearly see. Now the second option available to us is specified steps. Now what is this specified step? Specified steps command controls the number of steps between the start and end of the blend. I repeat it again. Specified steps command controls the number of steps between the start and end of the blend. In simple word, it will control the number of steps between this yellow and this red object. So currently its number of steps is 205. it is present by default. We haven't wrote any number here because it was the smooth color transition which was auto calculated by the blend tool. So we will put 3 here. Okay, we will just double click on this and we will see another option, specified distance. Now what is specified distance? Specified distance allows us to give the distance between the blended objects. I will just check on this preview box. Now you can clearly see the distance between all the specified steps is 4. If I will increase the number of distance to maybe 200 pixel, then you can clearly see the difference. Now what we have understood from this? We have understood that the distance between each and every specified step is 200 pixel. So we are left with orientation option, align to page and align to path. We will understand it just in a few seconds. Okay. If you have not understood the smooth color option available in blend tool, then let us understand with this example. I will select this object, this darker blue color, and I'll select this lighter blue color. Press shift for multiple selection, and then we will press W for blend tool. We will click on this and then click on this darker blue color. The symbol has changed from asterisk to plus sign. We will click on this. Now we will go to blend options, then we will go to smooth color. Check on this preview box. Okay, now you can clearly see the blend tool has auto calculated the number of steps to get a smooth color transition from this darker blue to lighter blue. Now it is not like that you can create blends between 2 objects only. You can create between 3 and as many as you want. I'll show you with this example. Here are 3 strokes with 3 different colors. I will press shift for multiple selection. And press W for blend tool. I'll click on this and then click on this and the last one here. Okay, you can clearly see that we got a transition of shapes as well as the colors. Now if you want to increase the number of steps, then you can go here, go to specified steps, and you can increase the number of steps. Maybe we will put 3. Check on this preview box. Okay, now here you can clearly see that we got a smooth color transition from blue to green and then to yellow. Okay, now one more thing I wanted to tell you guys, that if you create blend between 2 identical objects, then the intermediate objects will also be identical to the starting object as well as the ending object. Let's understand it with an example. Suppose I create an ellipse here. You will just press Alt for duplication. Just press Alt and drag to duplicate the shape we will change its color. Maybe we will pick this yellow. Press Shift for multiple selection. Press W for blend tool. I'll click here and then here. Now these two intermediate objects are identical in shape to this starting point and this end point. Okay. Now if you create blends between two non-identical objects, then it is obvious the intermediate step will not be identical to the starting and the end point. Let us understand this too with an example. I'll press L for ellipse tool. Press Shift and drag to make a perfect ellipse. And then I'll grab the rectangle tool. Press M for rectangle tool. Press Shift and drag to make a square. Okay. We will take different color. Maybe we will pick this green. Press Shift for multiple selection. W for blend tool. Click on this and then click on this. Now you can clearly see these two intermediate objects are neither identical to this ellipse nor to this square, and we got a transition in shape from square to circle, and also the transition in color from green to yellow. If you want, you can increase the number of steps. You will just bring it over here, check on this preview box, and you can increase it and get different result. Now just few minutes before, I told you that I am gonna tell you about the orientation option which was available in this blend tool. We were left with this align to page and align to path. Now orientation. What is orientation? Determines the orientation of blended objects. Now by seeing the first figure, what we can analyze here, it is the figure of align to page option applied to a blend. Now what is align to page? Align to page orients the blend perpendicular to the x-axis of the page. Pay attention here. Align to page orients the blend perpendicular to the x-axis of the page. Now let's have a look at this figure. Align to path. This is the figure of align to path option applied to a blend. Now what is align to path? Align to path orients the blend perpendicular to the path. By seeing the figure, you can clearly see that these intermediate steps are perpendicular to the path, and here these intermediate steps are perpendicular to the x-axis of this page, or you can say this artboard. Now I hope so you have understood the blend tool. But wait, I think I need to tell you some important points so that whenever you are using blend tool and you are dealing with different scenario, then you don't get confused when you get different results. Now the important points which I wanted to tell you was, if you blend between objects that have blending modes specified with the transparency panel, the blended step will only use the blending mode of the top object. I'll repeat it again. If you blend between objects that have blending modes specified with the transparency panel, the blended step will only use the blending mode of the top object. If you have not understood whatever I have told, Don't worry guys, it is my job to make things simpler and to make you understand. So let's understand it with an example. Now here I have drawn two squares, two identical squares with the fill as red color and stroke as white color. So I was talking about transparency panel. Now what is transparency panel and where we will get it? Transparency panel is the panel where the blending modes are available. The first option is that you can double click on this opacity, then you will get the blending modes option. The second option is you can go to window and then click on this transparency panel. Then you will get these blending mode options. So I will click on this square. I will move the blending mode from normal to screen, and here I will remain it as it is. I will just select this square and select this one. Press shift for multiple selection, press W for blend tool and make the blends. Just double click on this, go to specified steps option, check on this preview box, and we will decrease the number of steps. We will decrease it to 2. Okay. Now we will just duplicate this. Now why am I duplicating this? You will come to know in just few seconds. So here these square with the screen blending mode behave as the bottom object, and this square with the normal blending mode behave as the top object. Now why am I saying this? You will come to know. Just have patience. I will select this blended object, go to object, blend, reverse, front to back. Now here this square with the normal blending mode behave as the bottom object, and this square with the screen blending mode behave as the top object. Whatever I have said, let's understand it. We will just select both the blended objects, press shift for multiple selection, then we will go to object, expand, OK, right click, ungroup, so that we will come to know each and every attributes of these intermediate objects. Okay, so few minutes before, what have I said? If you blend between objects that have blending modes specified with the transparency panel, the blended step will only use the blending mode of the top object. So here this square with the normal blending mode was behaving as the top object. That's why these two intermediate steps followed the same properties of this top object. Its blending mode is normal, and this too is normal, and this one we know its blending mode was screen. Now here this square with the screen blending mode was behaving as the top object, and this square with the normal blending mode was behaving as the bottom object. So that's why these two intermediate objects followed the same properties of this top object. So have you understood the point? What have I said before? I said if you blend between objects that have blending modes specified with the transparency panel, the blended steps will only use the blending mode of the top object and not the bottom one. I hope so you have understood what I was trying to say. So the same rule is applied for objects filled with pattern. Let's understand that too. Press L for ellipse tool. Press shift and drag to make a perfect ellipse. Just click on this fill option and I will fill it with some pattern. Okay. Now press M for rectangle tool. Press shift and drag to make a square, and now we will fill it with some different pattern, maybe this one. Okay, now here too the same rule applies. If you blend between objects that are filled with pattern, then the blended steps will only use the filled pattern of the topmost object. So I will select this square and this ellipse. Press shift for multiple selection. Press W for blend tool. Click on this and then click on this one. Now it is clearly visible that the blend tool has assumed this square as the topmost object and this ellipse as the bottom object. That's why these intermediate steps are following the attributes of this square. Now if I'll go to object, blend, reverse front to back, then you can clearly see now this ellipse has become the top object, and that's why these intermediate objects are following the properties, or you can say the attributes of this ellipse and not this bottom one. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and also press the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video you get all the notifications. And if you have any suggestions or any questions to ask, then you are free to comment below in the comment box.